Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a fun way to support the channel is by leaving a like, by leaving a comment, or by subscribing if you have not already done so. New NFT drop is happening in a couple of hours, and if you are interested, there is a link in the description below. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. In completely unsurprising news, the cryptocurrency market has rebounded, is currently going back up. Altcoins are doing extremely well. I think Bitcoin is currently up by around 3, 4, 5%, somewhere around there. There are many altcoins that are up by 7%, 14%. You kind of know how it goes. If Bitcoin goes up by a smidge, altcoins tend to shoot up. There are a lot of articles out there decreeing or saying, or just kind of used to the negativity, basically that, we could dip again in price. There could be a slowdown in price momentum. There could be an issue where prices are moving back down. And I do think that's simply because news articles tend to sell a lot better when they're negative as opposed to, just completely logical. So at the moment, we hit that $29,000 level that we heard JP Morgan Chase Co. and Son say about 2 weeks ago that we needed to hit in order for there to be a major rebound. We are also extremely close to a lot of upgrades on Bitcoin as well as Ethereum. I believe right now there is an Ethereum conference going on, so I'm pretty sure that's also building a lot of momentum as well. Yeah, that's basically the price news, is that things are going back up. People are kind of excited, and people are trying to see exactly where we are going to go next after this extremely long period of consolidation. And without further ado, let's move on. Let's go to the next one. I'm going to click the next tab now because okay, got it. Next up, in news that is important, but everyone was trying to scare everyone else news. Now, this is why it's very important, and I say this in whatever, is to do your own research, because I understand that it can be quite difficult. But when you read something, make sure to always read a bit further, if that kind of makes any sense. There were at least 10 different websites reporting on this news story. For those of you who are not looking at the screen, it says European Commission targets crypto wallets and citizens' privacy. The idea being that the European Commission, the EU, Europe in general, is trying to make a formulated plan on how to stop people from being able to send cryptocurrency transactions. Now, I saw this twice. Usually when we get news like this, I'm kind of like, whatever. It's usually false news, and people keep kind of throw these things out there. And I was like, sure, let me actually read what's going on. And as you can expect, it has nothing to do with what the actual title of the article says. And I'm going to read it through to you near completion, just so you understand exactly what's really going on, because I think that this news was put out there. Once again, a lot of the news that we keep getting in the cryptocurrency space is completely coordinated. I'm not sure if the news agencies are working with some whatever in some sort of way, because the news is too constant. And when you actually read through the articles, it's always complete nonsense as to what exactly is really going on. It says the European Commission has announced an ambitious package of legislative proposals that would decrease the privacy of EU citizens if implemented. They said, today's measures greatly enhance the existing EU framework by taking into account new and emerging challenges linked to technological innovation. These include virtual currencies, more integrated financial flows in the single market, and the global nature of evil organizations. I doubt I can even actually say that word because algorithm. According to them, these proposals will help to create a much more consistent framework to ease compliance for operations subject to AML, KYC rules. Those are anti-money laundering rules. The point of it being, in the proposal for a revised regulation of transfers of funds, the European Commission is discussing custodian wallet providers. See how it changes a little bit? Yeah. Noting that wallet addresses means an account number which custody is ensured by a crypto asset provider or an alphanumeric code for a wallet on a blockchain. Now look at the titles of these things. EU wants to ban anonymous crypto wallets by 2024. EU new anti-money laundering guidelines set to ban anonymous crypto wallets. When you read these things, what do you think is happening? They all had, maybe a smidge slightly different article titles. They all say that the EU is banning anonymous wallets. The EU is going to stop people from using their cryptocurrency. EU. And when you actually read it, what's happening is the same exact thing that's already been happening. For those of you who do not know, if you try to open up a cryptocurrency wallet on Coinbase or Kraken or maybe some other spectacular place, what happens is they usually tend to ask you for your ID. You know why that is? It's because they want to have the old banking laws the same exact way that the cryptocurrency laws are on the cryptocurrency exchanges. It's kind of the same exact way, like a lot of people, if you want anonymity in this way, download your own wallet on your computer or on your phone or find some other way, because it's definitely possible. It's not impossible in the cryptocurrency space, but you don't walk into a bank with a handful of cash, throw it at the teller and say, put that on my account. They have no idea who you are. Sir, who are you? Show me your card, show me an ID so I know which account that it actually goes to. So the point of this framework is that if you are a custodian wallet provider, i.e. a cryptocurrency exchange, you basically have to have the information of people who are making a wallet with you. That's it. That's the rule. That's the law. But everywhere else was reporting that they're taking people's rights and they're taking their so-and-so. No, if you have a bank account, you've done this before. We've also been talking about this for the last 3 or 4 years. When we talk about cryptocurrency regulation, it's basically they don't really know how to regulate the market itself. So what they're doing is making sure to regulate cryptocurrency exchanges and also to regulate taxation. So by 2024, which is still, 3 years away, all cryptocurrency exchanges within the European Union will basically have to have your ID. Once again, you don't walk into a bank and throw money at a teller's face and she goes, oh yeah, I know exactly which account this goes to, because that's not how reality works. So just thought I'd clear that up because this is a very popular news story. A lot of people are quite angry about it on Twitter because they don't read. They saw the title, they went mad, and now they're, Anyway, that's the cryptocurrency space for you news. And yeah, let's move on. Next up, Rothschild Investment Corp has almost quadrupled its indirect Bitcoin position since April, showing a buy the dip mentality during Bitcoin's recent price decline. This is not the first time that we've had this news with any type of company out there. But in general, we always see a buy the dip mentality from very large institutions or just simply very rich people because they're waiting for these price drops because they don't want to buy at the all-time high. That's kind of how it goes. There were a number of websites over the last 2 or 3 days who seemed flabbergasted that anyone was buying at all. I remember reading one about a day or two ago. It was like, despite the massive pullback in price, whales seem to be buying. And I'm like, yes, this is when they buy because they know that the price is going to drop because they, but that stuff. And then they buy it up because it's at a lower price because they expect it to go back higher. So institutions tend to wait for prices to drop so that they can accumulate more, because that's how, a filing with the US SEC from the 19th of July shows that the investment manager's holdings of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust grew by 141,000 shares in quarter 2, up from 38,000 in quarter 1. Rothschild's indirect position in Bitcoin now represents approximately $4.2 million compared to $1.9 million in the first quarter. Grayscale's Bitcoin shares attempt to serve as a proxy for the Bitcoin US dollar pair by tracking the Bitcoin market price. Is basically an ETF without saying ETF. This is why Grayscale is trying to come an ETF with the help of, is it Fidelity? No, it's BNY Mellon is I believe trying to help Grayscale to turn into an ETF. So the news is Rothschild Investment Corp has bought more Bitcoin. Here's the actual filing for it right here on the SEC's website. I'm not opening up any documents on my computer just because, it's in the future. Anyway, that's the rich people still buying news. And here's another article about it. Rothschild Investment purchased over 100,000 shares of Grayscale Bitcoin Trust last quarter, and there's a gigantic piggy bank with a Bitcoin going into it, which doesn't make any sense because pigs aren't red and Bitcoin's not physical. Anyway, that's the Rothschild news. Let's move on. What? That's crazy. She couldn't have done that. Asset management firm ARK Invest has purchased over 310,000 shares of the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust on Monday for its ARK Next Generation Internet ETF ARKW at $25 per share, according to the published records from ARK Investment Management. With each share of Grayscale's Bitcoin being redeemable for 939,000 Satoshis, the purchase was worth nearly $8 million at press time. While not earth-shattering given the size of the ARK portfolio, the timing of the move is notable. As the last time the price of Bitcoin dipped below 30,000, the firm, led by Cathie D. Wood, purchased over 1 million shares of Grayscale's Bitcoin for the ARK Invest W Internet Next Generation ETF. This is actually earth-shattering. The part of the problem is that we, once again, most people in the space get used to hearing, well, they purchased $900 bajillion and they purchased $4.5 billion worth of this. $8 million. Imagine you right now taking $8 million and buying Bitcoin with that. You have taken off a sizable amount of Bitcoin off the market for other people. We also know that ARK and MicroStrategy and many other companies, they're buying and they do not plan on selling at all. So then once again, the news being, as prices dropped, another mega company bought more Bitcoin. And yeah, not really much more news there. It's more of the fact that we know that they keep buying all the time because, Bitcoin. Anyway, when I see them, first of all, whoever wrote this, it kind of gave me a headache, as opposed to literally just writing 900,000 Satoshis per Bitcoin. I often chat with my friends about the potential future of where Bitcoin could be in 10 to 15, 20, 30 years if this wacky experiment ends up, holding and, taking shape. If we ever reach like the one-to-one par with a Satoshi and a US dollar, assuming that the US dollar is even still there because of hyperinflation. But how insane would this be if you learned or heard now or thought back, they used $25 to be able to buy 900,000 Satoshis, and 900,000 basically being $900,000. Okay, I'm going to shut up. That's the Cathie Wood news. There she is smiling because she's rich. That's how it works. And yeah, let's move on. In one of the most popularist news stories of the millennium, in a press release shared with Bitcoin Magazine, the B word, event organizer confirmed that the conference will feature a live discussion about Bitcoin between Muskie, Jack Dorsey, and Cathie Wood of ARK Invest, the woman we were just talking about. The discussion has now been officially confirmed following an initial Twitter thread exchange in which Dorsey asked Musk to have a conversation with him about Bitcoin, and Musk agreed. For those of you who were not here, a couple of weeks ago, the situation was Elon Musk had become quite fond of pumping the market and of pumping Dogecoin, and he basically went on a tirade rant on Twitter, talking down to people, making fun of people. I think he called Michael Saylor Sailor Moon or something like that. And I know some of you chuckled at that. Don't do that. Don't give him any of your energy because he's just a gigantic troll. Where basically Jack Dorsey and a bunch of other people told him, like, listen, you clearly don't get it. How about we have a discussion so that you can get it? The significance of this being, this is today. This is happening today, Wednesday, July 21st. At 12 p.m. Eastern Time. The significance being, a lot of people not even believe. We know for a fact that Elon Musk has the finger power to be able to tweet out things and move prices. If at some point during this event discussion, the little cartoon light bulb above Elon Musk's head goes off and he gets it, people are assuming that this is when Bitcoin may start picking back up in price, because Bitcoin moved before when he mentioned that he liked it and he changed his Twitter bio to Bitcoin, and he announced that Tesla was going to be so and so. And we've had news before that Tesla has stopped using Bitcoin or allowing Bitcoin for purchases, but they plan on re-allowing it once Bitcoin has more than 50% green energy. We had the company from Michael Saylor, the crazy mining consortium, who announced 2 weeks ago that they saw and have been going through the numbers, and that 56% of Bitcoin is now renewable, and therefore this leads us to a perfect cryptocurrency storm where Elon Musk can finally understand what's going on and then maybe makes an announcement. That part is a long stretch, if you will, as far as him being like, oh, I love Bitcoin again. But everyone's quite excited for this exchange to take place. Elon Musk to talk Bitcoin with Jack Dorsey at the B-Word conference. I think everyone is going to be paying attention to this simply because Elon Musk is sometimes a difficult chap to deal with. So, yeah, that's happening today. Everyone's talking about it. I'd dare even say that's probably slightly part of the reason why prices are moving up again, because the Ethereum event is happening and the B-Word event are also going to be taking place. So, a lot of cool things in the works. Once again, this all seems a little timed, just throwing it out there, that prices drop, and now prices are like moving back up with the excitement of these things, and we dropped before the upgrades happened. A friend of mine showed me last night this chart. I don't know where the chart is from. I'll try and post it at some point online. He showed me this chart that someone was posting of the movements of the 2013 bull run and the 2017 bull run, and how close we are to that chart. And basically around this time on the chart, it showed that there was going to be a dip. And I think it's by January of next year. So like the end of this year is kind of when we like hit the top, if you will, of the market once again. And I think it was showing like Ethereum at $20,000. Don't hold that with salt. Hold that with a grain of salt, simply because I don't know if we can hit a $20,000 Ethereum in like 5 months. I mean, anything is kind of possible. But I think an 8 to 10,000 Ethereum is definitely in the cards if this whole burn mechanism ends up working. Anyway, that's the Musky news. A lot of people are going to be paying attention to this. So just, keep your eye out for the stuff that'll be taking place. Anyway, that's that news. Let's move on. In why I can't believe it. That's crazy. Why is that happening? Binance Pool has announced that it is going to pull the plug on Bitcoin Cash Satoshi's Vision mining services at midnight on the 31st of July. Clients using BSV mining will need to manually switch to Bitcoin mining or Binance Smart Pool, the company said in a statement. Here's a statement right here. For those of you who are unaware, and I do tip my hat to the people who have been here for a very long time, who I told many years ago, do not get into and do not buy Bitcoin Cash Satoshi's Vision because it is largely a scam, if not entirely. The last couple of months have been quite ridiculous when it comes to the BSV space. No one's using the coin. We went over that a couple of days ago. Went over that a couple of days ago. And the person, allegedly, who claimed to have created the original Bitcoin, who then created Bitcoin Cash Satoshi's Vision, have been taking people to court under the idea that they don't want other people to have the Bitcoin white paper on their website. Yeah. And I think one of those court cases actually went through and they won. So a lot of people have been delisting BSV as kind of like a stop it. It's Bitcoin's white paper. The entire idea is that it's a white paper and it doesn't really belong to anyone. It's the idea of what Bitcoin does and what Bitcoin is meant to be for. So, trying to tell people that they can't list it on their website is interesting, to say the least. So that's the BSV news. There are going to be more delistings. There were already tons of delistings. I'm not sure if you've seen its ranking completely drop on websites because no one's using it. Anyway, that's the BSV news. I'm smelling food. It smells good. Anyway, that's that news. Let's move on. It smells really good. And to finish things off, Bank of America's prime brokerage unit has started the clearing and settlement of cryptocurrency exchange-traded products for hedge funds in Europe. Yup, surprise, Bank of America in Europe. According to 3 sources with knowledge of the matter, this is the second recent move on the part of the traditionally conservative bank in the volatile cryptocurrency area. As reported last week by CoinDesk, Bank of America has also approved the trading of Bitcoin futures for some clients and is clearing cash-settled contracts. Bank officials may have felt they could not ignore an asset class that has seen numerous companies. No, they know what's going on. Like, it's not like these banks aren't oblivious to what's happening in our space. They know exactly what's going on. It's just that the U.S. is taking forever to launch a Bitcoin ETF, ETN, ETP. It doesn't matter what kind of fund it actually is. They're not doing it. This is why Bank of America is now helping hedge funds in Europe with their exchange-traded products. That's the news, is that America keeps taking forever. I just read an article. I'm not even joking. It was from someone within the SEC who was like, yeah, maybe, sometime at the end of 2022. And I'm like, you want to be in last place. Like, you are comfortable being behind the rest of the world when it comes to all this. In February, it emerged that Goldman Sachs, ICP, JP Morgan, and UBS have all been purchasing the 21 shares Polkadot ETP for clients, according to Bloomberg data. In June, ETC Group launched the first Bitcoin ETP in the UK on the London Exchange. There's also been an increasing number of cryptocurrency ETPs being listed on the SIX exchange in Switzerland and the Deutsche Börse's Extra market in Germany. The offerings range from Bitcoin and Ether to what they call the exotic, sure, why not, Cardano and Polkadot. So remember I said before that anyone who wanted to have exposure to these things or deal in these things would simply just go to Europe or do stuff in Canada? Because we also got news of that as well for the ETFs that we have here. Everyone basically called and was like, hey, you guys got ETFs? And they were like, yeah, bro, we got them. And then they were like, okay, I want some. So, the money's going to move where it needs to move, but sure. Anyway, that's the Bank of America. Definitely understands. These banks aren't idiots. This is why they're all trying to get into it, while they're all trying to custody, while they're all trying to clear, while they're all trying to do all these other things. But, the US SEC just taking a while. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters. Professor Wally from Gunby University, Stake It With Valor, Fudweiser, Mortified, Roman Gaba, Bitcoin Ben, Arachno Dave, Tony Ambroski, The Dealer's Den, Red Plump Tomato, Umnu, Wish Nikki, The Letter M, Stephen Dirks, Not Brain, Captain Something in the Z-Way Lay, Crypto Black Sheep, AJ Cut 5, Speedy 655, and Carlos Was Like, Mobarazi, Jojo Shawshow, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Grolet, Lauren De Silva, Quoted Biddy, Bare Bones Mining, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Pattern Noster, Conan, Don't Skip Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik Banan, Snacky Chan, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Haradi, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Martin Stoyo, Nostromo, John Sarson, The Animal Reader, Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Moha Maroni, Massive Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cole D3D, Damien, Setsuna, Richie Rich, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangialavodi, Jim Gardner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch Test, Everyday and Cowskips Leg Day, Yes to Crypto, Bodie McBoatface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, Bake Me a Cake, Tigara Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crail and Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel. Thank you to everyone who left a like, who left a comment, who tells me what they're having for breakfast. I love reading what people are having for breakfast. I find it quite fascinating that I also like doing that for some reason. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. Thank you for all the NFT support. Thank you for supporting in any possible way that you have. It is appreciated more than you can begin to imagine. At the Memento, Bitcoin is at $30,819 US. It is up by 3.18%. Ethereum is up by 5%. Binance Coin is up by 4%. ADA is up by 5%. Dogecoin is up by 7%. Polkadot is up by 7%. Anything significant? Solana is up by 10%. Matic is up by 17%. 17, geez Louise. Theta is up by 6% as well. Aave is up by 8%. Luna Terra Luna is up by 7%. FTT is up by 11 percentile points. Maker is up by 6. Cosmos is up by 6. Compound is up by 12. Neo is up by 4. IOTA is up by 5. 32. Very, very thin trading volume, IOTA. AMP is up by 6%. And that's about it. Everything's up in green. Nobody knows where the market is going to go. It's all kind of weird and wacky, and that's the market that we're in. I do hope you all enjoyed. I do hope you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and or listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.